Hello, my name is Chris Simwalker. I'm the CEO and founder of legit.com. And today we're going to build out the VSL for video sales letter for our funnel for our new agency that we're building in live case study for. It's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be something that you really need to be doing. So let's get into it in just a few minutes. Start here. What's up, everybody? Late in the day, I know, but hopefully some folks will show up. If you're here, let me know if you can see and hear me, please. I really hate going through that every day. Shannon says, hey there. Hello, Shannon. I wish I could see who was watching. I feel like I'm glad that we still have another like month or so of these, but I feel like we're losing a bit of the momentum that we had. Kent, how's it going, Kent? Haven't seen you in a while. I feel like people are losing a little bit of interest. It's partly because I think the topic is not as appealing to everyone as was SEO, like how to do SEO. But I think this is more valuable, so we're going to keep going. Anyhow, Kent says, good to be here. I've missed a lot of the live. We've missed you. Same to you, my friend. So we'll get started here in, I don't know, a minute or two. I'm probably going to not worry too much about people showing up today. And I'll just go into how to do this because I think that'll make for more compelling content. And plus, I'm just not expecting much of a turnout because the later in the day I do these, the less the turnout, which is an interesting phenomenon to me. But because when I had a job, I'm assuming that the people that do this have a job. When I was doing that, later in the day would have been better for me. But, who knows? Alrighty. Let me try to drum up a few folks. Adam is watching on Facebook. Hello, Adam. I'm going to be talking to you tomorrow and looking forward to that. Say hi. If you were here on Friday, please let me know because we kind of went over the structure of this, and I'm going to show it again anyway. But I just wanted to lost my train of thought. I just wanted to make sure. Let me get a little bit closer here. That you know what we're doing. So we'll get to that in just a second. But first, let me lost my train of thought again. Oh, let me share this over to Facebook, and then we'll get into it once we've been here for about 5 or 6 minutes. If anybody has any questions or anything in the meantime, you can speak up at any point, and I will answer them. Later is always better for me. During the day, I'm either working on proposals or in the field with customers. Yeah, it's a tough balance because there's a lot of international folks as well. So I guess for them, this is the middle of the night. So I can't there's no one good time. So I think I just have to try different things. But it seems like earlier in the day, there's a better turnout, which, like as you say, is surprising to me because I thought people would be working, but fuck do I know. All right, let's go at everyone live now. So we're taking a little bit of a different approach to sharing these to groups because it's damn near impossible to get any views from Facebook groups for live streams these days. So let's see if this works. All right, let's go over to the legit group, and that's going to be it. Stop doing things I didn't ask you to do. Rokan says, hello, boss. Hello, Rokan. One of our regulars. How are you? I literally could not be better. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. All right, so let's get the schedule together and get the goal set, and then we'll get started. Nafiz says, hello, boss. How are you? I'm good, Nafiz. I hope you are as well. Let's set up our goal. Now, if you're, oh, I didn't add it to this video. Damn it. 1 minute. Monetization. Can I do it from here? No. All right. So let's go earn and giving and edits and videos. Bing, bing, save, close, refresh. So if you want to participate in this month's charity giveaway, you can just donate directly to the AFSP. That's a mouthful, which is the American Federal Foundation for Suicide Prevention. If you're in the SEO community, you know why we chose that. And you can also donate directly to me, and I will match your donation, and you will get some legit merch. So that's another route you can go if you so choose. So let me just do that. Donations go to the AFSP. Donators get legit merch. Start goal. If you want to do that at any point, you can just click on this this target up here, and you'll be able to do that. So let me fill this in, and then we'll just get into today's content because it's going to take a bit. So let me also bring up Lucid chart. Hopefully that's the right one. Yes, it is. What you see on your screen right now is the flow chart for basically our client acquisition that we are doing for our case study that we built out on Friday. And what we're going to be doing today is building out the VSL because this is the lead magnet version. Where is the other version? Flow chart. This is the one we want. Open. Because you can't really do any of these other things without it. So we're going to build that out today. I'm not going to record it live. That would be weird. But I'm going to show you the script for it and how it works. So you can do that. So give me just a second and we'll get started. Let me see if there's any questions. Not yet. Oh, damn it. So you can see the different parts, the traffic at the top, where we're sending the traffic, what's in the VSL, and so on. All right, so let's get into it. First, we'll quickly go through today's schedule. Why is it? All right, and present. Come on. All right, Think big principle number 18. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. The difference is how you use them. Kind of fitting for this. The most successful people in the world don't have more time than you. That's just a fact. They just make better use of every hour. Audit your time today and cut out what isn't serving you. Pretty straightforward. I think everyone will agree with that. Although anytime I've ever said everyone will agree, somebody didn't agree. Think big. Video sales letter. Shannon asked what VSL means. It means video sales letter. We start by thinking big. Then we check our metrics, which were crummy today, which was disappointing. We read a few pages. We read a page in the Daily Stoic. I had missed a few days, so I read all of them and caught up. Do a little bit of exercise. I copied that viral. Some people are on now. Now all fake from you. Twitter. That's disappointing. I copied that viral video that's out right now, the dude with his morning routine, and I dunked my face in cold water, and it actually felt pretty good, although I looked very white afterwards. I don't know why. Breakfast. Then we review our sales and our purchases. I have a podcast pre-meeting because a lot of them make you have a meeting before the podcast, which I'm not going to lie, I find a little irritating, but it was real quick, so that was nice. Founder meeting, a COO meeting. Live stream prep and the live stream review messages. I also have to pay some folks. That should be on there. And then I post to Facebook. By the way, I'm over 800,000 views on Facebook in the last 28 days. So we're ahead of the curve, and we should be able to make 1 million by the end of the month. Post the Think Big Challenge. I'm also making a new course. I'll tell you guys more about that soon. Then I got to chill for a little bit, dinner, downtime, and bedtime. So that's today's schedule. All right, enough of that. If anybody has anything to say at any point, feel free. But I'll run through this real quick. Basically, we have our traffic sources, which are paid ads, content, and cold email. Paid ads will go to Facebook, maybe a little Instagram, but mostly Facebook. Content will be on YouTube, Facebook, and X. And for cold email, we'll be using Instantly, and we'll be sending them to a landing page. And on that landing page will be a VSL, a video sales letter. Here's some of the stuff that will be in that VSL: proof of concept, a case study, exact process we'll use for them, remove objections, call to action, and a button to send them over to a Calendly page. And then we'll get them on a call, and we'll sell them on lead generation for home remodeling businesses. So what we're going to do now is lose our train of thought. No, what we're going to do now is show. We're going to go through the script of the VSL. Now, how many people here have ever used a video to sell to anybody? Anybody? Let me know in the chat. Because basically it's just one of those pages where you go and there's just going to be a video there. I'll be me down in the corner, and then I'll be reading the script that we're going to go through right now. That I gave ChatGPT what I wanted, and it helped me not only make a script, it gave me a presentation, which I haven't even looked at yet. Yeah, Loom, or you can just I'll probably use Camtasia because it has similar features. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You've probably clicked on an ad before that. If you haven't done it, you've probably clicked on an ad of somebody that does, that has. So let's kind of go through. I'll walk you through what I did to get this prompt. All right. So basically, I made a content brief, which is just kind of what you see over here and in written form. And then I said, I'm writing, let me zoom in. You can't read that. I'm writing a VSL for the funnel I'll be using to get, first of all, I told it to access its memory so it knew what I was talking about. That's a little trick I've found. I'm writing a VSL for the funnel I'll be using to get clients via cold email. I probably should have said ads, but it doesn't really matter. It'll be designed to sell people on booking a call with us to get them leads in the home remodeling niche. It will show them a case study I have already done, explain how I did it, and ask them as the call to action. The call to action, for those that don't know the marketing slang, is the thing that you ask them to do. And the call to action to book a sales call with us. I need help writing the script. Attached is a content brief template I want to use for it, which is basically No, not that. This. And analyze everything you know about this campaign, this request, and read the brief. Then tell me what else you need to know to write a high converting VSL script. So it came back and it asked me this. It says, where is it? It says, I need, it needs to know a specific result. So I told it how many calls we have generated since we started the other case study, the home remodeling Pueblo. They asked me how I did it. So I told it, well, you'll see what I told it in a minute. And what was the client's reaction / testimonial. It asked what our offer was, whether we were doing free lead gen or whatever. It asked what our audience's pain points are. Remember how we talked about those in the past? Then it asked how we were going to be delivering them, the tone or the vibe that we want to use, vibe because, Gen Z, and then the CTA that we're going to use. So so what I told it was we generated 78 calls in 28 days, which is technically true. Some of those were junk or spam, but anyway, by ranking the website in Google Maps and organic search, though it's important to note that this is only one lead gen strategy we'll deliver for our customers. No specific that's supposed to say client reaction, as we are using a lead gen selling company to sell them, not a direct client. Do not mention this in the script. Then number 2 was to offer this is basically what we're selling, the offer to implement lead generation solutions for them similar to what I have already done. They asked what their pain points were, and I said most of them have no lead gen strategy at all and just take whatever business they get. So I guess lack of lead flow. I don't really know if that's true. I just assume it is because that's how most businesses I talk to are. I want the VSL to be less of this is for tone. I want the VSL to be less of a VSL, even though that is what it is, and more of a demonstration. At some point, I should even have a flow chart explaining our process. People love a flow chart. It will go to a Calendly book a call page. There'll be a few qualifying questions on it. That's kind of what the call to action does. So then it said, do you want me to outline it or just write the first draft? I said, write that shit. I didn't really, but. So then it gave me this, and I'll share this with you guys, of course. Hey, Larry, how's it going? Hey, oh boy. Okanlawan, I hope you're doing well. I hope I didn't butcher your name too badly. Anyhow, then it kind of walks you through it. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you because that shit would be annoying. But basically, it starts with what we did, and then it cuts to me. I'm going to cut out some of this, obviously. The voiceover, it tells me what to say. It formats it out, cut to talking head or slide with the real problem. Here's the real problem most remodelers face. And if this sounds familiar, you're word of mouth referrals or pay-per-lead platforms like Home Advisor. Sometimes they work, but there's no control. There's no predictability. There's no plan. That's a bit more salesy than I was hoping for, but it's still pretty good. What if there was a system? And then here's how we do it. Reveal a simple flow, a 4-step flow chart. I'll probably change this around a little bit, but that's just for a template's sake. Real results, recap the stats visually. This system brought in 78 calls in 28 days. That's nearly 3 opportunities a day from homeowners actively looking for remodeling help. We've spent years. That's a lie. I'll have to change that. Because we used advanced AI tools and automation, we move fast. If you're ready to stop chasing leads and start receiving them, closing visuals, yada, yada, yada. So then it's asked me if it would like a written version of the flow chart to show on screen, a shorter or longer version, a matching cold email script. It's actually not as long as I thought it would be. That's what she said. But it's I should be able to get it to that point. Yeah, I'll send it to you in just a second, Larry. A written version of, okay. So I said, messaging is fine. Can you please give me a PowerPoint that will serve what is on screen most of the time? That will serve as what is on screen most of the time. Use a Ryan Dice style black text, white background for the presentation. Your presentation is ready in Ryan Dice style, black text on white background. You can download it now. I have not looked at this, so it's very possible that it sucks. Oh, come on. What does that even mean? What the fuck does that mean? getting an error when I try to download it. That was interesting. It showed the URL briefly. Save as. That's not it. Save. Why is it? I've never seen that before. What does it say? Code interpreter session expired. Well, at least I'm doing this for real. While we're doing that, I'll go ahead and share this. ChatGPT is just having a bad day. There we go. I don't want that. Here's the link to this entire conversation. There we go. Save. Open. Formatting's a little strange. Let's do it in presentation mode. All right. So let me share that. Not super thrilled with the way it looks, but at least it gives me something. How it's only 12 slides. How we generated 78 calls in 28 days for a home remodeling business. Most remodelers rely on word of mouth. And so I wouldn't read this, by the way. That would be not word for word anyway. Most remodelers rely on word of mouth or pay-per lead platforms. See how it even cut out some of what it said? So I'll have to have the script open elsewhere. There's no control, no predictability, and no plan. What the fuck does this even say? Oh, geez. All right. 1 second. I guess I can't expect AI to be perfect yet. There we go. What if there was a system that brings leads to you from people actively searching for remodeling services? This isn't bad, actually. I mean, it needs a little more meat, but yeah. Here's how we do it. And then the flow chart will be here, and then I'll walk them through each part. Step 1, research and local targeting. We identify the most profitable services and high intent keywords. And see how I'm kind of reading it in the voice that I'll use? Step 2, AI-driven optimization. And that's a bit of an exaggeration, but advanced AI builds and optimizes your web presence faster than traditional agencies. Local domination. We rank you in Google Maps and organic search where customers are looking. Lead delivery. Qualified leads go straight to your phone, calendar, or CRM, guaranteed. And you can tell ChatGPT wrote this because they used an EM dash because they just can't help themselves. Real results. And this is where I'll put a screenshot from Callfire. 78 calls in 28 days, nearly 3 new opportunities per day. Why it works. Years of niche experience. I'll change that to something other than years so it's not lying. Fast AI execution equals guaranteed results or guaranteed leads. Got to fix this one as well. I'm also interested in why they formatted the them as square instead of not square, but as well, whatever. The way they're not widescreen, I guess because of the Ryan Dice thing. Book your free strategy call. Click the link below the video, fill out a short form, and schedule your call. So that's not bad. But what I will end up doing, and let me go back to ChatGPT. Stop sharing. Where is it? There it is. Present, share screen, window. No emojis though. Let me just share the whole screen. But what I'll do is actually load up, and I'll have this ready for you guys tomorrow so we can move on to the next thing because this is taking too long. Is actually load up this into my teleprompter. And that way I can ad lib as needed and go into depth as needed as well. And just have what's on the screen be what's on the screen. And I'll just record that and we will embed that on a page. And that's it. Then we'll start sending some traffic to it. And we'll see how it goes. Larry says, this is really nice prompt. Thank you. I'm not good with video, but I'll adapt this for the phone and email or something. Well, you don't really have to be on camera to do this. You could just, if you wanted, I don't suggest it, but if you wanted, you could do it, just record your screen and talk over it. Like it probably wouldn't convert quite as well, but it probably would work. You know, or you could just do like the Loom style, like I think it was Adam was saying, where you just have like the little bubble of your face in the bottom corner and you're just reading it. Like it does. I'm not trying to oversimplify it, but I mean, you don't have to do any elaborate like editing or any of that stuff. All you have to do is like read it. But you know, I mean, there are certain things you'd have to work on. You have to work on your tonality. Be like, for example, let me bring up the presentation again. This is a bit more of a sales training, but I can talk about sales. That's fine. So, for example, instead of saying, what if there was a system, you go, what if there was a system that brings leads to you from people actively searching for remodeling services? See how I do use the different tonalities and shift the sound of my voice and the energy of my voice. Let me just, you know what I'll do? Maybe it'll be interesting to everybody here. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll just go through and read it. Like, obviously, this isn't what the final product is going to say, but I'll read it as if I were going to read this as the final product for kind of an example of how you could, you know, do it. So maybe that'll help get the wheels turning at least. So, all right, let me get into here. How we generated 78 calls in 28 days for a home remodeling business just like yours. Look, most remodelers rely on word of mouth or pay-per lead platforms, like the name of that platform I can't remember. There is no control. There is no predictability, and there's no plan. And that is no way to run a stable business. But what if there was a system that brings leads to you from people actively searching for remodeling services? Here is how we do it. And I would walk through the steps of the flowchart. Step number 1, research and local targeting. We identify the most profitable services in your area and the most high intent keywords, because getting searches isn't enough. Getting calls isn't enough. They have to be in things that people search for when they intend to get out their credit card and give you some money. Step number 2, modern AI-driven optimization not available through anybody else. We use advanced AI to build and optimize your web presence faster than traditional agencies that are still relying on tactics from the early 2000s that just aren't going to cut it in today's competitive environment. Local domination. We rank you in Google Maps and organic search where your customers are looking for you. See, that's the thing. Your customers are already out there. They already want you. We just have to help them get to you. That's where we come in. Step 4, lead delivery. We deliver qualified leads that go straight to your phone, straight to your calendar, straight to your CRM. Guaranteed. If we don't deliver you leads, you don't pay. And again, here are the real results that we got for a business just like yours. 78 calls in 28 days. That's almost 3 new leads a day. That's 21 leads a week. And what is that? 90 leads a month. Would 90 leads a month, new leads a month, change your business? I know it would for me. And I know it did for this business. And here's why it works. We specialize in home remodeling businesses just like yours. We don't just take any old business in any industry. We have learned exactly what it takes to generate leads for home remodeling businesses across the country. We use fast AI execution to get you results faster than anybody else, and the leads are guaranteed. You aren't going to risk anything by paying for this because you don't pay if you don't get leads. So if that's something you want to explore more, click the link below and answer a couple of questions about your specific business so we can schedule a strategy session to see if we are able to help get you the same kind of results that I showed you in this video. Something like that. So hopefully that shows you, let me put myself back on camera now. Ooh, I didn't know I could do it that way. Interesting. Huh. Anyhow, that's a way you could go about it if you're not a video person. All you have to do is read what's there and just work on your tone. Tonality. A great book on this is whatever you think of the dude personally is The Wolf of Wall Street, not Wolf of Wall Street. That's the movie. Jordan Belfort's book. It's like Way of the Wolf, I think it's called. He talks about tonalities and things like that, and it's very, very good. But don't worry too much about that. Just make your presentation, use your script, and just you do that. Or for whatever you're going to use it for. You see, I made a lot of that shit up as I go. I couldn't even force myself to just read what was there, so I just do what came naturally. So I get that it's like a thing that not everybody's used to, but it's not as bad as it seems. I do like the loom idea. I don't like starting with a question. I actually don't either. That's why we start with how, like a statement, because I don't like a question either. Because like I see that in ad copy sometimes, and they're like, "Do you need more leads?" And that gives them the opportunity to say no, even if they do. Some people are just instinctively going to say no, and it's fucking stupid. It's just terrible copywriting. I'm not an expert copywriter. I'm pretty good. But in my experience, that just gives contrary assholes a chance to say no. So that's why we start with, let me actually just break down the pieces of this. Maybe that'll kind of help it click a little better too. So how we immediately start with a hook that's something that they would be interested in. If you're a home remodeling business, this is something that you're going to want, right? It's a lot more calls in a short amount of time. So that gets them interested, gets them wet, forgive the term. And then we talk about pain. So their pain is that most of them rely on stuff that just does not work and is unpredictable and so on. And then we ask them a question. We say, what if there was a way to make that better? And then we emphasize what it would do, a system that brings leads to you from people actively searching for remodeling services. There's no way for them to not say, yes, that's something I need, unless if they've gotten this far, they are definitely interested if they're in this. So then we just go through and show them how we do it. Visuals help a lot. Then we explain it. And then we hit the results again to show that the thing that we just explained actually works. And again, I would put the call fire logs here. We say why it works to this is establishing our authority and our credibility so that they know that they can trust us. And then we just tell them what to do. And I'll have some questions on the Calendly to make sure that they're not tire kickers or, they have money or whatever. So that's kind of the components of the VSL. Does anybody have any questions on that? I'm excited to actually record this now that I'm talking about it, because this is like the part of agency business, whatever you want to call it, that I'm interested in. I like SEO and things like that, but this is what I really like to do, the copy and the marketing and things like that. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you today. What I'm going to do is before tomorrow's stream, I'm going to get this recorded and then I'll play it back for you, and I'll give you the file if you want to see the way I talk and things like that. And then tomorrow we will set up the actual funnel itself. We'll at least try to. It may take a little bit more than a single stream, but we'll try to get that all set up tomorrow. And hopefully by the end of the week, we'll be sending, we'll be actually like this funnel will be active, that would be ducky, as the kids do not say. So let me, I don't think I can upload a file. So let me upload this to Dropbox real quick, and I'll give it to you in case you want it, because, I'm generous. File. Open. Copy link. Shannon says that makes me more confident. Good. Here is a link to download the presentation. And that's what all I had for you today. But if there's any questions, I will stick around. We've got about, depending on how many people are actually on X. If you're watching on X, can you say hi? Because that number is not the same as the rest. It just shows how many people have seen it. But we got about 7 folks on. Again, I guess that's what I get for doing it late in the day like this. If not, we'll be back tomorrow. And while we're doing that, while we're waiting to see if we have any questions, let me do my usual. I'd actually like to request a favor of you fine folks, if you don't mind. Let me share my screen. Window. I always like to see people's home pages, so I always leave this up. But if you could go over to my channel, and I'll put the direct link in the chat, and watch the video that we put out on Friday. I think it'll help you a lot. I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into it, and it's starting to pick up now, but it was slow to get started. Yeah, that's a great point, Kent. My biggest challenge has always been trying to get business owners on the phone to give me time to explain to them what I can do with their SEO. That's kind of the whole point of this funnel, is to this way we kind of give them something to where to warm them up rather than just going in cold. You know what I mean? Like this we'll send an ad to that video that I just kind of watched or kind of did, or we'll send them cold email, and so they can book the call themselves. And it just helps to get them on the call. It's better than just picking like a cold email where you're just like, hey, I can do SEO to help, whatever. So I find this funnel to work much better. That's why I found the rank and rep model more successful. That's interesting to me because I find selling rank and rep very challenging, because you have to explain the whole concept, and it's just, I don't know. The agency model has always worked better for me. I don't have to prove to them I can get their website to rank. I've already done it. I mean, case studies should do the same, but yeah, you're right. You can just say, look, this can be, and I did a demonstration of this while you were out. In fact, I'll show you. We built, by the way, I don't know when the last time you were here was, but we got just massive ranking. Let me show that while we're chatting. We got massive ranking for our site, and I'm going to show you an easy way to sell that I would sell rank and rent if I were to go that route. And I may still do that with the home remodeling site. But let's go up to our dashboard. And to show you some of the results that we've gotten. As soon as I say SEO, it's like a room full of people. I joined Amway. Yeah, I hear that. That you notice I didn't mention SEO, not by name anyway. But you can see lots and lots of ones. We're crushing Google Maps as well, and it looks like holy shit. We're getting even more improvement every day, and we're not even really trying at this point. So it's going very well. But what I want to show you is this. I wonder how many people here know what Amway is. So I built a plugin that makes it even easier. So where is it? Legit Rank and Rent. So I could go to, the results aren't great when I search not incognito, but it doesn't matter for this example. Well, for example, I could go to this guy and be like, hey, I've got the #1 for home remodeling Pueblo and a bunch of other terms for remodeling in Pueblo. And I can give it to you instantly. And what I would do is say, I would send him a loom and go take this and go, I can give this to you instantly. I built a plugin that will let me show my site in place of yours, and the leads will go to you. So we basically would do that. We would check this, save changes. So you see now, Mr. Pueblo Remodeling, when people click on mine, that's above yours. Hopefully it still works. They're going to see your website instead. So would that be something you'd be interested in having, or should I give it to one of your competitors? But, not be as much of a dick about it. So that's how I would approach selling rank and rent, because it's just wow factor. And it's like, I can do this right now. Like you can literally start getting all of my calls today, or I can just take it away. And that's like another part of it. I can just take it away and give it to Harvey's Construction instead. And I would literally demonstrate giving it to Harvey and his wall banger. How are you going to have a home remodeling service? Your name is Harvey and not call it Harvey's Wall Bangers. Anyway, do I have to think of everything? Yeah. Oh, okay. You have seen this. And be like, or should I give it to Harvey's Construction instead? Because you can see of course it didn't fucking work on this one, but you get the idea. Did I not save it? Oh, idiot. That's why. Or I can give it to Harvey's Construction instead. So which would you rather have me do? And again, you would be a little kinder about it, but that's basically what you're saying. Kent says, I love the plugin you did. I'm getting ready to deploy it on a site I rent for $1,500 per month. It gets about 15, 20 leads a month for structural engineering services. That's awesome. I'm going to save that as a testimonial if you don't mind. But that's cool. So that's how I would go about selling rank and rent, but I prefer what I showed today as the model for agency sales. But you have to find your own. Let me stop advertising for this guy. You have to find your own thing. That's what's so wonderful about being alive today, is there's so many ways that you can succeed that nobody has to do any particular one. So let's go check our rankings since we're talking about it. Right. Local rank checker. Yeah, it's an interest. I'm getting a little off topic, but it's interesting that we have more opportunity and more things to be happy about in the world than we ever have before, and people seem to be angrier than they ever have before. It's very it's interesting times we live in. Yeah, so let's check maps and let's check organic for this. I hate how it goes away. I wish it would stay where it was. Yep, still #1. And that's not for the geo-modified term. That's for the home remodeling term. So get fucked, guy who said that doesn't count or that won't work. And we'll search for the organic. I think I'm number one there. Little Captain Picard. Page 1. Number 1 for that. Sometimes we have others on page 1. So yeah, and let's do near me. Near me. Pueblo, CO. We'll start with maps. Ooh, we dropped some there. No, we're number 1. Duh. Yeah, number 1 for that. Let's check organic. Where's my mouse? Am I losing my mind? Where? Oh, there it is. I couldn't find my mouse cursor. At least I'm pretty. I'll answer your question in just a second. Number 1. This is something I've been noticing today, by the way, is they've been moving the AI overview down the page a little bit in some cases. Has anybody else seen that? Anyway, we're number 2 there. I wonder why our Yelp doesn't rank as high. I'm gonna have to see if it got de-indexed again. But anyway, yeah, we're slaying. Kent says, I know you built a GMB for that Pueblo site, but I'm still a little nervous. Do you think if I did that and Google eventually slapped me, it would hurt my site's ranking? I don't think it would hurt your site's organic ranking. I do think eventually it's going to get shut down. Like, once some of these competitors hire an SEO agency, they're going to report it as fake. If they're worth their money, they will. I would if I was a client of one of the people that's ranking below me. So I do think it will eventually get taken away. If I did, would it be able to suggest multiple locations? If I did it the way you did, would I be able to suggest multiple locations for different areas? Or would that be pushing it? I don't think you could do that with a single GMB. I think you'd have to get multiples, if I'm understanding your question correctly. If I didn't understand that correctly, let me know. I want to show something else while I'm at it, something I'm pretty proud of, and then we're going to wrap up. For a while, the Chrome extension I built I thought wasn't working, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't show on sites that I own, which is weird. But I built a Chrome extension that helps you find leads right from Google search. So you can see, this is just an inside joke we have here at Legit about cheese shops. I know that's not something anyone would look for, but you can see it shows that's underneath it if it has SSL, if it has schema, if it has analytics, or if it has a Google business profile. And is this the same one? One thing that I'm noticing is that if the name on the GMB is not exactly the same as the name on the site, it reports that it doesn't have a GMB, even though it does. So that'd be something to look out for. But anyhow, this one's a good example. Well, that's not really a website, but okay, this one. You could contact Wacky Rabbit and say you don't have schema. I can install this little piece of code on your website, and it'll help you get more search visibility. I can do that for free, and then if you want to talk about more, we can. That'd be a way to do it. And then you could go to the site. If you forgot, one moment, Kent. If you forgot, this is not a cheese shop. Anyhow, if you forgot what they had, you can have it here. So there's that too. So if anyone wants to download that, I'm very, very proud of myself for building a Chrome extension. It's not in the Chrome store yet. It's still pending review. You can find it at the link in the comments or in the chat. Where, when you started the GMB, you chose a place on the map and entered the business names details, or you suggest. I'll show you what I did. And by the way, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not something that anyone should do or take as a recommendation. I only do it for fun, and that's because it's like not clear if it's legal. So just keep that in mind. Myrtle Beach Cheese Shop. Well, actually, I want to go to maps. So no, I've only done this successfully once, by the way, so it's worth pointing out. Oh, come on. So let's scroll down to an avenue where I haven't, by the way, no, never mind. If you're watching, you know what I was about to say. Let's see. Let's put one right next to the Blue Smoke Smoke Shop. And what I did was add a missing place. And put an address, a specific address, and called it Myrtle. And this is probably going to fail because I think they're on to me. Can't even type. Myrtle Beach Cheese Shop. Let's get fancy. We'll call it Cheese Shop. Again, you know, no one would ever actually do this. Cheese. Holy crap, there's a cheese shop category. Cheese shop. And I don't put anything else. I just put that. And then it either gets approved or it gets rejected. Lately, they've been getting rejected instantly. So let's see. Pending. Okay, so maybe it'll get created. I'll be surprised if it does. Yeah, that's exactly how I've been doing it. I don't know how long that's going to work or any of that stuff. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. So you would have to do that. To go back to your original question, you would have to do that for every location, I think. If you're asking if you want to do that for like multiple cities, I don't know. I don't think as long as you're not doing hundreds of them, I don't think that Google's going to catch you. I mean, eventually they might, but the worst that'll happen is, in my entertainment purposes only, of course, is they'll just shut them down. But there was a thing where some guy was selling hundreds of them and like defrauding people and like selling, you know, connecting them to some other thing. So be aware that there could be other consequences. Not that you'll actually do this because, again, for entertainment purposes only. So let's see if it accepted. Holy shit. It got accepted that quick. So it doesn't usually appear like now we would have to go through and optimize it and all those other things. But yeah, it got accepted that fast. It helps that I live here and know that that's the location that I chose is like a place where a business would be. I think I just got lucky with the Pueblo one. So let me do this off camera because I have other businesses in there, like actual like client businesses in there. Where did it go? It's not even. That's weird. It's not in my business, my Google business. I'm forgetting a step. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know what step I'm forgetting, but I am forgetting a step. So I had to pause and missed about 10 minutes, but it was a good call. I need an AI task list solution. Also, do you have a strong Gmail account you created them with? I mean, this is the no, the Pueblo one was a brand new Gmail account. The one that I just did is a relatively strong local 3 guide. So I mean, it probably does help, but now, I mean, the Pueblo one is literally, I created it the day before and didn't do anything other than that. So who knows? So you need an AI task list solution. So, like, you need a task list and you need a solution that uses AI, because I have something. Or I don't know if it's exactly a fit, but I own this tool, full disclosure, and I haven't promoted it at all. Because I just bought it like as is, and that's pretty much it. But you can check that out. I think there's a free trial. To be honest, I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, you can journals, goals, vision board, plans, calendar. There's a lot of stuff you can do on the free level. So check that out, you know. I really should probably promote this more. I think people would be interested. But anyhow, like, some of my personal reviews have over 100,000 views. That's crazy. I don't know if mine do or not. I've only ever left a couple with my main account here. These guys fixed up my car. They did a great job. Or no, they didn't fix it up. They what do you call it? Detailed my car. Did a great job. I was really impressed. I left one for Baskin Robbins, who like keeps canceling my order, and a couple others. Cinemark. That's Jim's business. That's Angela, who is my IP lawyer. So I don't know how to see how many views they have, though. So anyway, yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we had this session today. Awesome, thank you. No problem. Let me know how that works out, because I really have not promoted that at all, because I just, there's only so many hours in the day. But yeah, I really should. But anyway, yeah, great session. So tomorrow, tonight, I will record the actual video sales letter, and we'll show you that tomorrow, and we'll start setting up the funnel pages, and that'll be what we do tomorrow. So I'm going to try to let me look at my schedule for tomorrow. Maybe I can be proactive. And by my schedule, I mean, I look at the message that my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful assistant sends me every day and every night to keep me in track. So I'm going to shoot for tomorrow at noon Eastern to do our live stream. So hopefully that'll draw some more eyeballs. But if not, please if you're watching, please on YouTube, please subscribe and turn on notifications. It really does help me out. It makes me feel all warm inside. So all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern. Same place, not the same time, but same place. Until then, have a good one. Peace.